It's a cluster of towns about 90 miles west of Green Bay. It's home to about 70,000 people and a wild critter that wound up in a harrowing situation. On April 18th of 2023, a strange call came into the Portage Sheriff's Department. A man claimed that a wild bobcat was stuck in his car. Officers didn't know whether to believe the man at first, so they hopped in their cruisers and drove to the scene. Lo and behold, an actual scaredy cat was stuck in the grill of this man's car.
And we'll close the tailgate. Yeah, I got him. Ready? Yep. It's a big one, too.
Sheriff Mike called the incident a first in his long career. They didn't have the tools to deal with the bobcat safely, so they called the conservation warden, who arrived with a catch pole. Sheriff Mike said the critter was driven back toward the woods and released into the wild. According to the Department of Natural Resources, the Wisconsin bobcat population has boomed recently. There were only 1,500 in the 1980s and about 3,500 in 2016. Today, it's estimated that 46,500 bobcats live across Wisconsin. They can grow between 1 and 3 feet long and weigh up to 40 pounds. They're usually reclusive animals, so it's anybody's guess how this one ended up in the car. Lowndes County sits on the Georgian side of the Florida border. It's home to about 118,000 people who rely on Highway 84 to get from the county seat of Valdosta to Savannah. On May 24th of 2023, the Lowndes County Sheriff's Department was responding to a crash along Highway 84. It must have been a serious accident, as the road was full of cop cars and tow trucks. That's when one deputy heard the sound of screeching tires and saw something you only see in movies and video games. Our officers sprinted toward the crash to rescue the driver. Their quick action likely saved her life. The 21-year-old was rushed to a Florida hospital where she spent 2 weeks recovering from her injuries. According to the Sheriff's Department, the car flew about 120 feet before landing upside down. It struck another vehicle as it rolled over, and pieces of debris even hit a nearby deputy. Bridgewater Township is a large New Jersey community about 40 miles outside of Newark. It was originally chartered by King George II of Britain and named after the town of Bridgewater in Somerset, England. Today, it's home to about 46,000 people and many Fortune 500 companies. All those companies rely on tractor trailers to deliver goods across the nation. But on March 3rd of 2020, one of those deliveries didn't make it. New Jersey State Trooper Robert Tarleton was conducting a routine traffic stop when an 18-wheeler crashed up ahead. He sprung into action and saved the elderly driver's life.
Go! You all right? All right. Who's over here? Are you all right? Here, fuel tank's going.
Luckily, Lieutenant Edward Ryer was also driving home from work and witnessed the crash. Both men pulled the 63-year-old driver away from the burning truck seconds before it exploded. The driver, a grandfather named Ron, apparently suffered a medical emergency behind the wheel. His truck ran off the side of the road, crashed through the guardrail, and smashed into a bridge abutment, the part of the bridge that connects the deck to the ground. By some miracle, Ron only suffered a few minor injuries. He's lucky that Ryer and Tarleton were brave enough to run toward a burning truck and pull him across the highway. Even a slight delay could have seriously injured all 3 men. Mesa, Arizona is a city of 500,000 people outside Phoenix. If you head north of the city, you'll find the Salt River, a 200-mile waterway stretching from the White Mountains of Arizona all the way west of Phoenix. Many like to tube and kayak on the water. Unfortunately for this man, he was just trying to live. On March 2nd of 2017, a call came into the Mesa PD about a man crying for help in the river. When police arrived, they found him stranded on some debris in the middle. The current was too fast for him to swim to shore, and the cold water had weakened him after several hours. Luckily, a skilled helicopter pilot arrived to airlift him to safety. The man was homeless and living in a dry area of the river bottom. But after days of heavy rain, the Salt River Project was forced to release water from an upstream dam. This flooded the area and carried his belongings away. He built a raft to go after them, but got stuck in the water. The current pulled him downstream, and the cold temperatures made it hard to move. Kuna is a small city in Ada County, Idaho. It sits about 20 miles southwest of Boise and is patrolled by the Ada County Sheriff's Department. On February 16th of 2020, Sheriff's Deputy Bryce Beans was conducting a routine traffic stop when some protesters decided to interfere. But these weren't your average protesters. A family of turkeys had taken issue with Deputy Beans' police work.
No, that's not. Hey, go home. Go home. Go home. Go. Hey, hey, hey. Get back. Hey, hey. Go ahead. Get out of the road. I think how beautiful she is. Hey, get back! Ah! Get back! Get back!
Deputy Beans was simply trying to get them off the road before they caused an accident. Apparently, the turkeys didn't have a good sense of self-preservation. They'd wind up pushing him back to his cruiser. Eventually, Deputy Beans got back in his car and drove away. He had already wasted enough time trying to get those big birds off the road. And while the whole situation was pretty fun, our deputy is lucky the birds didn't attack. According to the USDA, wild males can become very aggressive, especially during the mating season. In fact, the more comfortable turkeys are around people, the more likely they are to attack. They're known to chase and harass children and can still pose a danger to adults.